Ooh, my knee just locked. Gosh. I'm getting told that I need to record this. I hate that. Because I was fucking rocking. But I am being shown that other people crave to see people they would never expect to be real. Wow, that really fucking hurt. Because I think that's me to me. That I crave to see people on my feed that are people I would, that, like, you know, like in your head where you kind of, maybe it's just an autism thing, but I like see people in a certain way. I don't know, I can't explain it. I don't know, I have one of my favorite readers on, Freya Ray, and anyways, I was just like sitting here and it's very difficult. Whoa, this is a lot right now. It's really difficult when you see people who reach a certain point in their life, but they kind of, to an extent, don't show a certain level of realness or like rawness, vulnerability, authenticity, because everything, you know, like in the light is a mask, right? Because there's certain things that we do and don't do, whether we know we're doing it or not. It just is. So like, it's not in a bad way, but like, it's weird when you sorry, I need to go shut her the fuck up. No disrespect on that, but I cannot. Hold on. Holy shit.
Doubted myself. I can't believe that I ever thought that this wouldn't come to truth, wouldn't come to fruition. I can't believe that I ever sat in that energy.
Well, since you're hearing her voice, let me show you. Okay, so this is who it is. If you wanted to look her up, let me find it.
The deepest pit of
I'm trying to figure this out. What the fuck?
Everything cleared in order for what
I'm so sorry. Hold on. Oh my gosh, she's just fucking gorgeous. I think that was the problem. She's blinding. Ooh, that made my knee hurt. Yeah, because I probably shouldn't have said that. But I mean it in a lovely way. Not to be like, I don't know. Anyways, fuck. Being late diagnosed is super weird. Because when you unravel that, you have to push through the scar tissue and the cartilage of what is the mask. And then there's this like weird separation of self that happens. Because in one hand, you grew up hearing autism be viewed in a certain way. And this is in no way to put any negative or positive connotations on it. I'm just explaining this for the purpose of this. So I guess don't take it up the ass because I'm not putting it there. You are, if you chose to get it. This is hard. There's this weird separation of self that happens because the person that you are externally gets completely stripped from who you are when you have to go home and recharge. And then they have to look at each other and they have to be like, okay, what aligns and what doesn't? And it's very confusing when you are somebody who reaches like is at a certain point in your life where you look to the person next to you at a similar area in their life, or a similar, you know what I mean? Like the whole comparison thing, or social media, just whatever, like not even intentional, but like you are comparing or seeing how other people are. And it's like you have them on this pedestal of like, they this is difficult to articulate. Wow, this is difficult to articulate, because what actually is coming in now is that I really don't want to talk about this out loud. Okay, and then they're showing me the scar tissue. They're like, push through it, bitch. You already hiked halfway up the mountain. I mean, you're gonna walk the same amount if you already walked down that trail that far. You're gonna have to walk the same amount regardless to get there, or you're gonna turn around and walk the same amount that you just did, and it's gonna be for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of forced to this point, and I'm so uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about being completely... No, okay, I do know what it is. Never mind. And I'm aware I'm not finishing all of my little tangents. I'm sorry. But emotions can't be forced down a maze or down a course. Like, there, you can't, you know, I guess I have to like say that to affirm it for myself, that like it's okay to not finish all of my thoughts and like to struggle to articulate them. It has nothing to do with my worth or like my intelligence. Okay, yeah, and where it does come from is that I really told myself I did not want to talk about this on here, because I want to be done talking about it, because I don't want it to be skewed for I can't move on. But this came up, and I didn't even know it was something I was processing until I just said it out loud, and now I'm like, wow, I can see where that is, why I feel this way. But my ex-husband, so the divorce isn't final yet, but he really... And I'm honestly, this is like not, I'm not trying to be putting anybody down, throwing anybody under the bus. I don't know why this is coming up. I'm just being told I have to kind of push myself through it as much as I mean, I'm okay with being uncomfortable. I think that the disclaimer is more for you guys, because for some reason I feel like I need to make you guys aware of how difficult or weird or cringe I am being right now, even though it's really just trauma I need to let go of. Because he really, in the beginning, he did everything right to have me completely soften and trust. Like, he learned my deepest trauma with me. Remembered it with me, in a sense. Like, he learned it as I remembered it. Like, learned it as I processed a lot of really horrible things. And this was this man saw me in my most vulnerable, in my most humiliating essence of a fucking person that anybody could be. And in those moments, And I'm not saying this was all the time. Okay. But there were moments where he would witness me in my own moments processing trauma or whatever it is, and he chose to push that wound deeper. But in such a confusing way. How much is on this? Is it still going? Oh, it's still, I didn't know if it was on a timer or not. In the most confusing way, though, because like I said, in the beginning, he really got me to view him as an emotionally stable, loving person. Because I do believe he can put that on. I do believe he can be that. And I think that's where the hardest part is because I believed that he could be that. And I believed that he was because I thought he could be. And the hard lesson there is that, okay, and that ties back to what I was talking about in the beginning, where I think a lot of things have been harder on me because I haven't had somebody to watch or learn from or confide in. And I'm not talking about in a professional sense. I've been in therapy. That's not what I mean. I just mean like in a real way, like, you know, just the everyday people that you grew up with, or the random people you see on Facebook, your random online friends that you follow on everything, but you've never met in person, like just the everyday people like that, like I never had somebody that would come up on my feed that would seem like me externally, but also be vulnerable about what they hurt inside, like me. And for some reason, I don't know why I'm saying that, I just, like, right now, it just highlighted for me of, like, that I've always viewed that I do that as, like, a weakness, and that's because people in my life have always told me that, have always kind of alluded to that being a weakness of like if they're upset, they'd be like, oh, why don't you just go post about it? Or like saying things like that would make it seem like a shameful thing that I need to be embarrassed about. Or like it's like I want attention or I don't know. I still don't understand it because I don't understand it. Like I don't. Well, I'm actually really proud of myself for pushing through that. I think I just need to get away from the illusion or the wrong assumption, or yeah, the assumption could be true, but on my end it's an assumption either way, that me being real exposes weakness. Because I happen to think I'm a really tough bitch. And I don't think that I know that. And I know that if you're still watching this, I know that you know that. And I know that even if you're watching this to make fun of it and share it in a group chat or talk about how off the deep end I'm going or whatever else you want to think or say, you still know, because you still are only talking. There's a reason you're fucking talking about it, And that's because there's something about me, something about it that you can't shake because you want to see me in a certain way, and you still can't convince yourself to see me in that way, because everything that I am is what I am, and your narrative doesn't fit that because it's not me, and you want to still, you don't, your fucking ego doesn't want to be wrong. Sorry, that, I think now what I'm getting is, it's like my trick is like I have to end things mad, but like in a healthy mad, because that's where my passion comes from, is like not necessarily being angry or drama, but I think it's probably the autistic need for justice. But I don't mean I sit around in a way of like being vengeful or spiteful. I'm the most forgiving, loving person that I know, unfortunately. But I do, it does take certain things to spark my fire, and I have to kind of get healthy mad about being wrongfully treated. And for some reason, that's like the only way I can get myself to do basically anything. But not in a vengeful, mean, horrible, spiteful way. And I mean it in a very loving, like, I'm like not a dark doom and gloom person. I can be at times, but that's the thing, is that we all fucking are. I just express it. You choose not to. That is both fine. Yeah. Okay. All right, fine. I was wrong. God was right. Yeah, I do feel better. I'm trying not to be really autistic right now because I never know how to end it. I never know how to end the fucking video, because I feel like the exchange from deciding that you're done recording to actually ending the recording, like this interaction in between to turning it off, it's so painful for me. It is so fucking, that's what I do better when it's on TikTok, I think, because then I do the timer and it stops on its own. That way it caps me every 10 minutes. It's like, oh, no, bitch, let's take a tiny breather, and then let's restart when you could keep talking, but let's just take a little circle back. Otherwise, if I don't have that, I am a fucking herd of 5,000 toddlers who all with very good fucking points and telling you the fucking truth. Have you ever met a toddler that lies? Yes, you fucking have. But have you ever met one that will insult you and they're wrong? No, because the insult isn't there. They're just pointing out truth, and it's just our fucking ego. Wow, okay, so that, yep, boom, there we go. Okay, locked in. Now I'm motivated. Autistic and motivated, and that is a combo that the world loves to hate to fucking see in me, so. Boom, bitch.